In the last episode, we found out very important secrets of the universe as they were revealed to us through a soap opera message, and I left it with a to be continued. This time around, we are continuing it. Or, of course, if you didn't see the last video, or I never actually posted the last video for whatever reason, then you might actually be doomed to never find out exactly what happened. In which case, the answer was 29, by the way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, pity to you, because there was a long, massive, epic discussion about it that really was important for you to see. But, well, hopefully I uploaded that video, probably not. Yeah. And, without that in mind, let's actually get to the WAD of the day! CWAD. Well, actually no, it's CWWAD. What is it with the weird naming scheme? Seriously! Could you name these, like, say things? So why do you have to, like, have WAD in the name? Level in the name? Why couldn't you have, like, something sane? Like, I don't know, for some reason they, like, name it very weird names. It's like, they'll name it a weird name. You could have a weird name, but then couldn't you name it, like, a different file? From the file name, couldn't you name it something different as, like, a level name? It's like these people don't even put any effort to actually making like a real name for these levels. It's like, I don't know, Demon Burgers or something, I don't even know. The Demon Burger Joint, or, Hell's Kitchen, or something like that. You could have something insane. But no, like, most of these levels that we played all seem to have, like, the most random names. It just don't make sense. Like, how am I supposed to look at CWWAD from a massive list of WADs that I've just gone through in a marathon or something, and be able to point to this level and say, oh yeah, I know exactly what this level was about. Maybe if I just played it or something like that, I'll remember. But say years down the road, I came back and looked at this level. If I don't have something like my thumbnails or something on my YouTube, and we just had the level names, explain to me how you know which one was which one. There's not really many reviews on Doom World, and most of them are pretty vague on what it is. So yeah, explain to me how you know what this level even was without actually downloading and having to load it up. And that's kind of part of the problem, is that, they really should have something more descriptive. Something that gives me that unique vibe instead of something that just feels like letters thrown together in some irrelevant way. Anyway, this is, yet another person with an email address. Why is it all these people just giving me their email addresses? They're no longer even giving me usernames or anything. They're just not even names. They just give us weird email addresses. This is like cw001c@uhura.cc.rochester.edu. That's the name to credit this level with? That's what we decided to use for a name? That's like the shortest name we have to credit the person that made this. Yeah. When I create a video, you know it as, Deathstalker Deceased, Deathstalker 687, as something along the lines of Deathstalker. This one, we have an email address, and that's about it. And it's some weird edu from Rochester email, so it's probably some college or something like that. Yeah. You couldn't have made something like, this is Bob, at least. Some people have, like, done Bob or Jim. Like, give, like, some nickname, some misnomer that I can recognize. Like, at least the guy who did terrible levels was known as Vigil, and we know now he's Vigil. We know he's a terrible person, but that's beside the point. In any event, this is my first attempt at a decent playing WAD. This one is made for deathmatch only. Of course, because for some reason we don't seem to be able to see any single-player levels. I don't know where single-player levels went, but they're apparently not in this Doom WAD compendium thing or whatever. Or we played every single-player WAD in existence. Either way, we have way too many deathmatch levels. It chunks a bit on my 486 by 33, but that's because I only have 4 megs of RAM. Well, doesn't that sound old? Yeah. Even though it's 12K, it's not that small, just the perfect size for deathmatch. So yeah, this sounds very, very intimidating. This is going to be a very big file. It's going to take up 12K of space on my hard drive. It's going to, it's going to be demanding for Doom. I mean, look at that. It's going to take 4 megs of RAM. How are we going to be able to play this? Anyway, warm up on the monsters and toast some friends. Co-op stinks, so play deathmatch. Oh, it's E1M1. You also want some really nice JPEGs for some reason. Yeah, okay. I don't really know. Created with that fun DU 5.0 and BSP combo. It doesn't say which version of BSP is, so I assume it's 1.0. I really don't know. Next time I'm really bored, I'll fix this one up. THPT. Wait, what's THPT? That's some acronym I do not recognize. Either that or he spelled something wrong and I wouldn't know. That is just a weird acronym I just do not recognize. And here I was thinking I knew internet lingo speak, and they throw something at me I do not recognize at all. Alright, let's load it up and see what we even got here. Because I've been talking for 6 minutes. My god, I talk a long time. Okay, let's see here. Music. Wait a minute! Why does this level look familiar? People! The spawn location's a bit different, but I think we played this level before. I think I might be crazy, but I swear this was like, Sweet-Death Wad, I think. I think that's the name of it. Sweet-Death Wad. Sweet-Death or whatever. Yeah. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah! This looks very, very interesting. This is the same bloody level! Well, time to check out the same bloody level made by somebody. I want to see if this is the same person. I'm really curious now to find out. We shall see if this person actually stole credit for somebody else's WAD, and who came first, and what happened. This is definitely a mystery I want to solve. Who just stole credit for this guy's random Doom WAD? I picked up a rocket launcher. Don't want to kill people with that? Yes, if it's like the other one, there's probably going to be a bear in the hell, right? Probably. Unless this is like the pre-version, so and that's what they added. You know, I think this might actually be a lot less curved than the other one. It looks somewhat similar, but I think it's more straight design than the other one was. The other one had like a curve that led over. So yeah, it has a bit different geometry. It's like I said, the other one had like that curve that led around. Here it'd be like where the bear in the hell would be located, because I remember I picked up the plasma gun and there was a bear in the hell platform right over there. So yeah, the level design is somewhat different. Like I said, this area wasn't so visible from here. It would be like this would be curved around some wall or something. So yeah, there's some differences. But overall, it's pretty much the same map. Let's just get a shotgun. Okay, let's blow up these guys, because they're a thing. They're a thing, and therefore they must not exist anymore. Also, there's no secrets in this version. So I'm very, very likely to say that this is like the first version of Sweet-Death, and that Sweet-Death basically took this and expanded upon it. Kind of like what the other one did with Mark Rum. Yeah. So the lesson here is that people take other people's WADs, but the difference is that this one, the person didn't give credit as far as I know. I think the other person just said this is like my level or something. We'll have to look into that if he actually gave credit. Because if he didn't, well, he's a jerk. And we're definitely going to call him out on it. So yeah, you better look out, because it's 2016 and we have new ways of checking out if you actually did the same level. As the new way is, we actually care and can look at that, you know, and actually bother to play this level for the first time in over 20 years. Yeah. Not many people care about this stuff, so that's kind of probably why he got away with it. If it wasn't for those dastardly kids and the dumb dog, he would have still too! Apparently I'm that dumb dog. Wait, I just insulted myself by calling myself a dumb dog on television. Or camera or whatever this thing is. All because the fact that about it I solve mysteries. So it's just a mystery of what exactly did this guy do here? And why is there a doorway right up there? That's a good question indeed. I do not know the answer. But yeah, this seems like a very simple one in comparison. See, there's like the exit platform, but this used to be twisty. So it's a lot simpler than that one. And it's missing those secret areas. So I'm assuming this is just kind of going to go around and lead to like the exit area. But yeah, this is like a very weird case of deja vu. Because like I said, this is pretty much deja vu. Here's the pit where you drop down. And there's no corridor in the middle, is there? It looks like there is. Yes, there is. Here it is. So it's still got that one, but it doesn't have the way to the overlooking thing. The overlooking way was like in here, I think. There was like a way to look over the map and it was like in here. That's gone. We're also missing an object. Of course, that's not surprising with the fact that this level is very easy to miss something. So we're going to have to hunt for that last object. Yeah. But yeah, no Barons of Hell. Basically, this is like version 1.0 and the other one's like 1.1 now with an awesome curved feel. So I guess it's not taking full credit, you can't actually take credit for it because you did some changes. And that one feels more valid than like what happened with Mark Rum, where he didn't really change anything at all and still kind of called it his, but said, I edited Mark Rum. This one, he didn't even say that he didn't edit. Wait, so I want to look into that one. And also I'm trying to find that last item. And that's going to be a pain, ain't it? Because it's one bloody item and it's going to drive me insane. Because who doesn't like looking for one item in a bloody map? I mean, there's one item. And it's probably nothing that could benefit me. In fact, I know it's not that could benefit me, because if it was something that could benefit me, it would be in this level. This is a singular level of deathmatch. Where, yeah, there's like nothing of interest. Now the stupid question of where is that last item? That's a good stupid question indeed to ask. Where is that stupid last item? There's one in the map. It's 32 out of 33. And it's somewhere in here. It's not a secret, so I expect it's in here. Because we haven't had problems with items before. I don't think there's such things as inaccessible items in Doom. I kind of was getting paranoid like in the last one, I think. But, yeah. Truthfully, I don't think there actually is such a thing as an inaccessible item in Doom. It's not like Heretic in that regard, where things could kind of be dropped outside of the area you could grab it in. So that's a plus. But where is this last item? Ooh! Oh, well, here we are! Ta-da! Random little corridor there. It was so easy to miss. I guess it's rewarding in deathmatch. Die! I don't know why I did that, but sure. Let's get out of here. 100% completion. We are free! Well, that was just a pointless thing. So yeah. You want to see Sweet-Death Wad again? Now done, this is on the 26th. When was Sweet-Death? That was 5 sets. So yeah, this one came out like, I want to say like a little bit of time before the other one. I want to say like 10 days or so. Yeah, the math wouldn't add up that way because it's not exactly like that. I think there's 31 days in April. If there's 30 days in April. So if there's 30 days in April, that means there'd be 4 days to the end of April, 4 days, and then what is it, the 6th? So that means, so it is 10 days. So I was right. I overcomplicated it. It was indeed 10 days. And yeah, so 10 days after CWWAD, we got Sweet-Death Wad, which basically was the exact same thing now with like a curve area and some other things that we saw in that video. Not necessary to go through that again because we already saw it. And yeah, like I said, the big thing was also there was that area that overlooked the map with that sniper position that didn't exist in this one. So I think the sniper position, the Baron of Hell, the curved nature of that level, there are some different things. But overall, it feels like the same level. It has the same few pivotal areas, same general design. And so I really want to see if this was made by the same person, because if it isn't, this is theft right here. This is, the original one, and then Sweet-Death was an example of somebody stealing somebody else's level as early as 1994 without giving them credit. Aha! We've caught them! We caught them red-handed. I mean, they've gotten away with it for 22 years, but we finally got them! They've convicted murderers and whatnot after that, along a period of time or so we can still get them. We can still catch them and declare them guilty. Unless, of course, they were an old person that died in that period of time, but that's beside the point. We can try and persevere. We must write justice for the Doom community. Because look at the things that has happened underneath the scene because nobody has cared about this poor level. I guess this goes to show that even in 1994 nobody cared. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much all for watching. I shall see you all next time.